What's up, guys? As you can see the title, if you can't see it, too bad. But this is what if Asta had. What if Deku had Asta's power? And so why I did the time skip him is because he's freakishly stronger. So yeah, Asta's probably way stronger than Deku. We'll see Deku and UA. I'll even say his strength is matched up to at least 50% of Run for All after the time skip. Because you have to get that much buffer, man. But yeah, so I know like Blue Clown's doing one, but and some like Noah stories did it. But I want to take a different take on this. What if instead of making them progress to a higher stage to unlocking his Black Asta form, I'll give it to him right off the bat. But I won't give him the swords right off the bat, because as soon as he gets the sword, he'll get the power completely. So, because I know quirks like Eraserheads don't send actual physical shots, Deku had a quirk called, or this is what they said his quirk was, is because it seems he knows whenever somebody activates abilities. Even though it says he doesn't have a quirk, because he can tell whenever somebody's activating an ability, and C abilities are supposed to be invisible. So like a visible girl's ability to like reflect the light off of her, he can see her, which would be hilarious. But yeah, and stuff like that. He can pretty much has the all-seeing eye of quirks, pretty much. And he can kind of figure out what quirks already. But people don't call it a quirk, so I'll say nobody else knows this, but he is quirkless, pretty much. But because of this, he wants to become a hero no matter what, so he works out. After working out, he gets lessons in dojos about swordsmanships. And this is whenever he would be walking with somebody getting mugged. And he's pretty buff. He's like Asta at the beginning of the story, or after he gets all the sword and trays. And he would pick up a pipe, put on a jacket, and all that. And I'll say go into a store, give himself a mask, kind of like the mask he has in UA, man. And he's around 8 at this time. So it's a little kid with a jacket and a mask. He would take the pipe, run at the dude. I'll say this dude had some kind of strength quirk. So he'd be like, kid, you think you're stronger than me? And he goes, or like a quirk that enhances like his durability and his strength pretty much. So if somebody hits him, like a normal person would hit him with a pipe, it wouldn't do anything. So it's not even a kid like you can hurt me, not even a regular person can. And he goes to punch the pipe, which if he normally just punches the pipe, usually it'll just bend. But Asta would, or not Asta, but Deku would swing his hand, completely breaking his arm with that one swing, shooting his bones out, making blood splat everywhere, and hit the girl. She starts screaming, saying it's the demon monster. This is whenever Deku will pull off his mask and with a smile on his face, because this is his quirk. And people that have quirks seem to have a like personality like kind of like their quirk. His quirk is, it's pretty much the demon's grimoire. But instead of the demon being inside of it, the demon is part of Asta himself, like his true self going full out. And he would take the mask out, smiling at the dude, saying, you think you can just use your powers to harm people and get away with it? This one of you take the pipe and completely smack his legs, breaking them. Blood splat, bones pop out. Then hits his shoulder, pretty much completely deadening his shoulder, breaking his shoulder, making his shoulder muscles to pop out. Then he hits it again, completely taking it off, and he would leave. But whenever he leaves, all the blood behind him makes the face of the demon from inside of him, just like Asta's grimoire on the wall. And when the cops find this out, they see it moving and it turns black. And it goes off the wall, smiles at them, and leaves. And the blood will disperse everywhere, hitting the people on the street. People will freak out. And this is how he gets the name, the Black Demon, the villain killer, and not the hero killer. Because he's like Batman, but to even further extreme, like completely hospitalizing somebody and breaking their arms off and everything like that. So instead of just having a pipe, he'll just run around with pipes, and the person would explain what happened. The person would get mugged, saying a little kid ran up to the dude with a jacket and a pipe. When the person tried to punch it, the kid hit his fist, completely busted it open, and explains the incident. Wait, is this even on? Oh wow. Talking no jutsu. Wait, where did my... Oh, it's closed. Zoom. Oh, he's like hiding with Mimosa's clothes, but okay. And the person explains his quirk by saying no normal person can hurt me unless he had some kind of physical enhancement quirk or something like that. So speculations going around the quirk, but the police just mark it down as a enhancement quirk, and maybe somebody just did that to scare people. But he gets the name as the Blood Demon, because every time you know he's there is that because the blood splat on the wall is the shape of a demon. And also, he gets professional pretty much, and he doesn't get a sharp blade. And I'll say people going on incidents on the news explaining, with somebody explaining why he doesn't have a sharp blade. The person says it's probably to not kill somebody in one shot, but to crush their bones until they pass out, where they'll feel the most pain. But even if they want to pass out, if they drop, they'll just have their skin digged in by bones that are cracked inside their arms until they pop out, completely making the arm pretty much a bag of meat and stuff like that. But he really just wants to be a hero, but every time he goes to fight, the demon comes out. And oh yeah, he has a horn, that's why he's known as the Blood Demon or the Black Demon. Or no, he doesn't get the horn yet. But this is kind of just his true quirk coming out. Like you know how quirks as kids evolve higher and higher? This is like his level 1 stage of quirk. But yeah, his name will be spread around as like the brutal beater and all that for 6 years until he's 14 now. And he's walking home, of course. And this also this would cause people to be more cautious about him and all that. But this one, the sludge villain would pop out saying, "Kid, your body looks nice," and all that, which At school, he does just take the bullying, but he doesn't really care and all that. Because he knows if he wanted to, he could kill them. But he's like, no, I'm trying to become a hero and all that. But the sludge villain come after him with him dodging, of course. And whenever he dodges, the sludge villain says, you have some kind of enhancement body, even better. And we pretty much tried to punch him. And like I said he can throw wind pressures right now, so he would like swing his hand, splatting the sludge villain whenever All Might gets there. All Might would be like, impressive quirk there, enhancement quirk, isn't it? He would say, yeah, I'm sure, All Might, you can say it's that. And All Might's like, what do you mean, it's not? And Deku would be like, technically I was diagnosed quirkless because I have the extra joy in my bone. But I had the ability to tell whenever somebody's activating their quirk or not, and tell what quirks can do just by looking at somebody. And also, he gives a description of somebody's quirk, and he looks at All Might saying, description of your quirk is storing energy over time after passed on and passed on. Or the passed on and passed on probably doesn't include in, but storing up over users. So he says to him, All Might saying, did your mother or father have the quirk? And it passes down from family to family, and the person that gets the quirk and the person that used to have the quirk loses it. He asks All Might, and he also says, All Might, why is your like energy going down at this moment? He would say, yes, that's how my quirk works and all that. That's when he asks All Might, then why don't you have a child that passed it down earlier, where you could have somebody to replace you quicker? And he would kind of just say, okay kid, I have to leave and take the sludge villain, and he would jump off. But because he's so freaked out, because this kid seems to know what his quirk is, it could probably break it down. He wants to leave as soon as possible, but he would be leaving, and he'd be jumping off too quickly, so the sludge villain would drop. And this is whenever Deku would just be walking, and then he would hear an explosion happen. Whenever he hears this, it's like a villain attack. Takes out his backpack. Is pretty much a mask. Horns, because I wanted like fake horns, of course, black horns. With like a demon, like a mask that's metal black mask. Puts on a jacket. And also he puts on some goggles to make sure nobody knows who he is. And I'll say, because this is his quirk, whenever the demon takes over, his hair turns completely black. So even if his hoodie comes off, it will just show black hair. So he would start running, jumping to building to building pretty quickly. And he would get there, sliding on the roof. And he would see the whole thing happening where the heroes are not helping. And he would see a Bakugo, and he'd be like, I should just leave him, but I do need to take on the villain, because these heroes can't. This is whenever he would drop down, and he would grab Bakugo and throw him instantly, ripping him out like he was butter. And this is whenever the heroes will see him. They wonder if they should attack him or the villain. This is whenever Deku would have threw a kick, but the sludge villain's smarter, so he grabs him. After suffocating, and the heroes don't want to help him because he is a villain, and all that. They won it, but this is whenever Deku says, "I'm never gonna give up." With, instead of blood figure of a demon, a literal like energy black demon would appear in the sky, laughing. This is whenever two swords will appear in his hand. And it doesn't have a grimoire, of course. It's him. He's literally the grimoire, so people see him stab into his chest and pull out two swords. And this is whenever Baku is making explosions in his hand, and he pulls out the second sword that absorbs the explosions, and Deku smashes it to the ground, completely exploding the area with anti-cork, so it does hurt the sludge villain. And this is whenever he'll take his sword, smacking into him, completely splattering him with a physical attack, with the sludge turning into a demon onto the wall. And this is when its black energy would cover over him, giving him one wing. And where his horn was, a second horn will appear. But instead of one wing, I say there's two wings. Pops up. This is whenever his goggles will fall off, revealing demonic eyes, red, scarlet eyes, scaring people with the amount of bloodlust. But he would just put away his swords, by throwing them in the air, or they would just kind of, whenever they touched him, whenever he wanted to put them away, they will go away instantly. With all the people, or keeping one sword out, and he's looking at his arm with energy around it on both sides. And you look at these people looking scared at him. It's like, I know I am like the villain destroyer, all that, but this seems to have more fear than normal. With people saying it's the demon. So when you look to his side, seeing two wings, and you would reach his head up, feeling, or looking down, seeing one of his horns on the floor, but when he touches his head, he feels two horns. Because I don't want to make him like a half-formed demon, because he is like the actual demon in the grimoire, so yeah. But this is whenever Alma would come down saying, "I will capture you," with him going to swing at him. But Deku knows that's All Might, or he would feel All Might's energy completely about to fall down. And he kind of just like noticed, because he is smart, he noticed that his sword can cancel quirks. So he's wondering if this energy can too. Swinging his leg, hitting All Might first, while shooting a black energy covering the whole area. Looking at All Might turn into Small Might for a second. And that would wear down All Might's stamina a lot. And you would see that. And All Might would be like, "Oh crap, a villain's seeing my weak form. And they're gonna kill me because of this." This is whenever Asta or Deku would put away his swords. His eyes turn back to normal. This is where I'll leave it off. Hope you like it. I totally forgot about this announcement, guys. If you don't hit that like button, Angry Becky will come over there and will torture you to death with pictures. Like, "Let me take a selfie." Yeah. And she will force feed, or her grandmother, when you go to her house, would force feed you tamales till you die. But if you hit that like button, you can gain any powers, and Taka no Jutsu is added now because that's pretty funny. But yeah, better hit that like button. If you don't, you know Becky will come over. Goodbye.